If you or a loved one are struggling with type 2 diabetes, you should visit the link in the description below. This clinically proven, drug-free program lowers blood sugar to a normal level and can completely reverse type 2 diabetes within just a few weeks. Here's today's video.
The question, how long will a ketogenic diet control type 2 diabetes? Answer by Ron Hunter. In one of many stories of people who have got almost complete control over their type 2 diabetes through a low-carb diet. I really get mildly annoyed at people that fret and worry about you needing your doctor to put their stamp of approval on it. For gosh sakes, my well-intentioned diabetes doctor and his diabetic nutrition person made my diabetes much, much worse. I know they were trying to help, but that nutritional advice left me injecting insulin shot after insulin shot with steadily rising blood sugar. My experience with my body and keeping tabs on it with a glucometer informs me that I will never be able to eat a lot of dietary carbohydrate. I'm simply highly carbohydrate intolerant, and I know that most carb-containing foods are going to drive my metabolism wild. Maybe it was all my experience with my diabetes, but I never once told my doctor that I was going low carb and actually did not even really ask advice on tapering my insulin. I simply ate low carb, erred on the side of having slightly high blood glucose, don't want to faint from hypoglycemia, and watched my blood sugar start to drop along with the required injected insulin. My answer to your question is that if you are already a type 2 diabetic, then you need to simply make low-carb a lifestyle. You may be able to up your levels of carbohydrate if you carefully monitor yourself with your glucometer, but at least for my body, I really can't eat much carbohydrate. So, from my experience, the ketogenic diet will control your diabetes only for as long as you stay on it. If you go back to eating high levels of carbohydrate, then in my mind, all bets are off. Answer by Ramesh Kakad. Ketogenic diet may control the symptoms of type 2 diabetes, but does not treat the cause. The cause is fat inside the muscle cell, which causes insulin resistance. That fat must be reduced in order to reverse the disease, which means reducing fat from the diet. Dr. Neil Barnard, an NIH diabetes researcher and professor in George Washington University School of Medicine, has actually reversed type 2 diabetes in his studies and in his patients via whole food, no refined or processed food, plant-based diet with very little oil. For more information and a very informative presentation by him, please read my answer to a similar Quora question here. Ramesh Kakad's answer to is there a cure for insulin type 2 diabetes? Has anyone been cured? Answer by Raymond Colon. You should not follow a special diet without consulting with your doctor and/or dietitian. This is especially true with medical conditions such as diabetes. The research on the effects of the ketogenic diet for T2DM is still being researched for safety and health outcomes. In response to the other answer about the plant-based doctor, diabetes is a complicated condition like cancer. It's not as simple as be a vegan and you can reverse diabetes. If it were that easy, we would all recommend it. The success that I have seen being a vegan is most likely due to increased nutrients and weight reduction. The weight reduction is due to the low-calorie nature of the vegan diet. You can lose weight on a calorie-controlled diet that doesn't require veganism. Be safe. Consult with your medical team.